see here, I'm at the Rhodes Wrestling Association home, where I go to train, where I'm at shows every once a month or so. And so yeah, I figured I'd switch up the studio for my first ever guest. This is a pretty special guest of mine. I know it's been highly requested. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. 30K, the Rhodes Wrestling Association.
And action! Look at that. Don't that look so good right there? You see how the light hits the gold? Oh my God.
Yeah. The Rhodes Wrestling Association champion, if you let me finish. Movie Myk.
Doing run time. For the viewers at home watching this or wherever you're at, work, whatever, after this podcast, we have to go.
We're gonna hit the training.
We're gonna hit the training. We're gonna hit the mat. LOG.
Yeah, that's right. So, Movie, there's a reason I wanted you to be my first guest. You have a heck of a story, my friend. You got a heck of a journey. You've been in the business for how long now?
10 years.
10 years, man. So,
Quarter Jimmy House, 14.
14, yeah, shout out Jimmy House.
Shout out Jimmy House, but 10 years.
Can't get his math right still. But yeah, man, you got a heck of a story, heck of a journey. I want to jump into that. So just kind of start everything off here. Like, what got you started in the business? Like, what was the thing that kind of inspired you to be a part of it? Or what was the first initiation in everything?
What really inspired me to be a part of it, being honest, guys, man, my mom told me I couldn't be Batman. I was in the living room.
Okay.
I was in the living room trying to really train to be Batman. And she was like, son, you can't be Batman. Batman's not good. So I said, okay, I'll just be a wrestler.
Yeah.
And then, my mother's not, she wasn't lying, but I did a skit when I was Batman. So she was 50-50. Wow, so I still was Batman. Just not 20%.
There you go.
But this the art of just like performing, just like the entertainment like value, the showmanship. It was a showmanship of seeing like The Rock, Stone Cold, like things of that like nature. Kurt Angle, like oh, you can kick ass, but you can also like have fun and be entertained. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Like, I would say this is probably as close as you can get to being like a real life superhero. Like,
yeah.
For the kids, for the entertainment, like there's a little bit of realism to it. Like, this is as close as you can get. I was the same way. Like, my guy was Spider-Man growing up.
Oh,
so
really?
Like, this to me.
That's why your last name's Parker.
That's right.
I get it now.
There you go. So yeah, this was like the closest thing I could get to being that. So I'm pretty much in the same boat as you. But like in wrestling itself, like who was it? What was there, like a specific moment, or was there like a specific person in
Not
the business?
really a moment, just the specific person. It was The Rock. Just how entertaining he was. Honestly, that was like really what made me get myself into it. And obviously he went on to Hollywood, right? Hollywood lives. He went on to Hollywood, and then other guys that kept into it was like Randy Orton, John Cena, Batista, Brock Lesnar, like The Undertaker, T, like Dustin, aka Goldust.
There you go.
So like it kept me like into it.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yo, I want to be a part of this. And I didn't know how to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Because if I knew like immediately when I was in high school, I would have probably dropped out in 12th grade. Being honest, I would have dropped out in 12th grade if I knew, like, oh, this is where I go at?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to move. Which I end up moving, but just took a year and a half later.
So you find your passion to be a wrestler. You see all these guys who want to be like on TV.
Yeah.
How did you get your like foot in the door? Like, what school did you go to?
Originally, I went to Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina.
Gotcha.
I went to Charlotte, North Carolina. My original trainer is Mr. Number One, George South.
There you go.
Shout out George South. I went to High Spots, and I remember sitting like in this class, and I was annoying. I was annoying. I was asking like so many questions, and this, that, and the third. Probably thinking like this kid ain't never coming back. I don't know why I'm answering all of this. One day, I got to stay for 2 days. And I stayed for Tuesday, and then when I watched Wednesday, I seen my guy. He's a great friend of mine, Mason Maddox. He doesn't wrestle anymore, but he did a bounce from the second straight to the top, and then went to the other side of the rope and did a backflip. And I was like, bro, what the fuck am I doing here? I was I'm like, do I really want to do this? There's no way I can do this. And then like a month later, I ended up training. And at the time, it was like $300, and it was like free for like 3 months. And after that, it was $10, just like a month. like extremely like affordable.
Okay.
So originally I was gonna go down to Atlanta, but like to train with Mr. Hughes when it was WWE4. They still got WWE4 now, but I think AR Fox is the trainer now. And I was gonna go down there, but the tuition was like $1,500 a month or something like that, which was just insane. And I'm in Atlanta. Magic City's around the corner, so it's like it's like what, you know, Don Julio every night. No, like so, you know.
So eventually, after some years of you being in the business, you found your way to the Rhodes Wrestling Academy. What was it, 2023 or 2024? You came here?
2024, so just last year.
2024.
I did the camp, and what made me do the camp was, and we all listen to like get advice from like guys or like have mentors and stuff, and I was like, for me to be Movie Myk, why not go to the guy that's a cinema classic, right? But a guy that actually did this first, the originator.
Yeah.
So I was like, why not get trained by Dustin and like see his point of view of the Movie Myk character? So that what made me like actually make the initial jump, and then like Nuru, he was like, yeah, make sure you come down, man. I think Dustin will really like your stuff, cause like you character based, and like come down. And I was like, all right, and I came down, and then like now I got the biggest prize in Texas.
Right here. For now, yeah.
Yo.
So how did Dustin kind of help you enhance that Movie Myk character, kind of bring that?
He was just like amped it. He was just like amped it up.
Yeah.
He was like amped it up, and one thing he really taught in the camp was like, if you slow down and not worried about like getting point A, B, and C, you actually live in the moment. You can really let that character like show. Mm-hmm. And once he said that, and I started practicing, I was like, oh man, I don't have to do nothing. I can shoot somebody off, and you know, do a back elbow, and be like, oh, we need a retake. Shake my elbow off, and be like, no, actually, that's perfect. Mm-hmm. Take 5, my elbow's hurt.
That's so funny too, because like your character works so well with things like that, where like if there was a screw up or there was like something that wasn't planned, you can kind of like fill it in with your kind of improv with the character itself too. Where you're like, cut, rewrite, like it works so well. Like,
and the viewers wouldn't know like, was that supposed to happen or was that not supposed to happen?
So that's really fascinating. I think going back to what you were talking about, Dustin kind of teaching you to kind of slow down and pick your moments too. Yeah. I think that's such a lost art in wrestling today. Yeah. Like with the major companies, or mostly on the indie scene really, but people are so quick to want to do these crazy athletic moves, and like at the end of the day, like wrestling is an emotion, right? It's not about like, of course it's wrestling so many things in one at once, you know, wrestling is everything and anything, but at the end of the day, what makes people love wrestling, what makes people connect with these people in wrestling is the emotion they feel, the connection to the audience they feel. So if you're gonna go to anybody to really kind of hone in on that, why not Dustin Rhodes, right? So
it's so funny too. I remember my original trainer George. Like, if I was like, I always thought like, oh, if I do the basics, I'd be good. He used to always tell me, slow down, like this is good, but slow down. And then it was so funny. I remember I did a Dr. Tom camp, and I was like, George, I gotta slow down. He said, I've been telling you this for 7 years, but Dr. Tom said you listen. So it's just funny.
Now you get it.
Yeah, and then when Destin was like, you know, take your time. Yeah, it's like the key word he like mentioned was like the character. The more you take your time, the more you do your character. Yeah. So that would make it like in clip like me. Sorry, George. Sorry, George.
If you're watching this, George, we give him a shout out. Yeah. So like, what in particular too sparked your interest with like the Movie Myk character? Like, what really kind of brought that out of you?
It was just that I wanted to keep some realism to like my real life. Yeah. Because like growing up in Wilmington, like we used to do dumb shit all the time. Censored, I guess.
You said the F word earlier.
I said what?
You said the F word earlier. Doesn't matter.
I did?
Point. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't care.
Anyways, I used to do dumb stuff all the time.
Yeah.
In like Wilmington, but I used to always bring my phone out to record. Like, oh, before you do this, let me record it. So I'll do it, and I remember taking the bus from Wilmington to Charlotte. I would be on like I couldn't even do a hip toss. Yeah. Right. But I knew that I was like a entertaining guy.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, what's gonna be my name? What's gonna be my character? And at first I was like Marvelous Mike, and I was like, oh no, that don't sound right. And I was like, oh, maybe I can be the kid, and I was like, oh, X-Pac already did that and shit. So I was like, what can I do? And then I was like, yo, what if I just be Movie Myk? Because I was like, yeah, I used to record us doing dope stuff all the time. Just like put it on Instagram, right? Or like, like just keep it in my phone. Like the show, like, yo, look what we did, right? So I was like, oh, let me do that. And I was like, oh, I need a nickname. Because the Pope is one of my favorite wrestlers. So I was like, the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro. And I was like, what can I put in front of Movie Myk so I have that moniker? So I was like, oh, the filmmaker Movie Myk. I was like, oh, this is perfect. So yeah, it started literally 6 months, like, of me training.
Yeah, that's crazy. You've been doing the same bit for like 10 years. And it's
years.
crazy to think too, like how many people like haven't thought of like a character, let alone, but like you've thought of one that's constantly been able to evolve in so many different ways. You've been constantly able to reinvent yourself with the same idea and like the same image in a way. And that's so important, especially like on the indies to get attention from like certain companies, I think. But you touched on wanting to kind of bring your real life into wrestling. Things that really like touched you in real life. You want to be able to bring that into wrestling. What are some of those things, those emotions that you want to help translate into wrestling beyond like the movie character? Like, what's that emotion and that sense of realism that you want to introduce to people that watch you, fans, other wrestlers, whoever it might be?
Probably pain. Physical pain and like emotional pain, just being honest, because everybody goes through stuff in like life, but everybody's trying to cookie cutter it up, not trying to show that. Like if I'm like in the ring or I'm like doing an in-ring promo, and I mention like, oh, my girlfriend dumped me, this, right? But that don't mean I'm not gonna still put on a great show for you guys. I'm not gonna put on a great scene, a great spectacular, like extravaganza. This is gonna be the best scene you ever seen this week. Matter of fact, this is gonna be the best film you ever seen this week. You'll see why I should be on television. Whatever, right? And it could be like that one person in that crowd be like, man, my grandma died, and I didn't go to work because I was feeling sad. But like, Mike just lost his girlfriend. He got to perform, and he's talking to us. He's probably sad, but he's still making sure that we get to see entertainment. Like, yo, man, I can relate to that. I'm about to go to work tomorrow. I'm about to ask for overtime. So it's just like I want to bring like that, like just because I'm a larger than life character doesn't mean that I don't go through the same thing as the next person.
I think that's like one thing everybody in general can relate to, especially like what connects certain people to certain characters, especially like myself, watching people that I was inspired by growing up was like exactly that, was pain, right? Seeing people endure hardships, because at the end of the day, it's all relative to what we go through. Like her pain might be not similar to my pain or whoever, So I think really being able to kind of like bring that out and also show that like real side to wrestling. Because as a casual fan, I know myself when I was younger, like I didn't think like the wrestlers had a tough life. Like I just thought like, like how could you have such a hard life if you're living your dream? One, people love you all around the world. You're living your dream. You're traveling. You're making a bunch of money. I didn't fully understand the concept of like struggle really until I got into this business and I saw the other side, where I was like, oh, there's actually like there's some real stuff in this business. There's a lot of pain there. Like, and if done right, man, you can use it to your advantage and you can let it change you. You can't let that stuff like eat you up and tear you down.
And then like I'll notice like all the like rivalries, like real life rivalries, like Brett and Sean, for example. The reason why it was so great because it was real. It was real pain. It was real pain in it.
Heat, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Like it when it's real or just like a little bit of realism, it brings the best out of both of you guys, or both of the girls. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you need that realism, and I feel like agents, scouts say it all the time. Like, we need realism, like but they talking about like in the ring. Like I don't want to hear no cookie cutter promo be like this Saturday
there's no
at fucking Slamadama. I'm gonna bring, like, what are you fucking bringing?
No one feels that shit.
Bringing bullshit. Like nobody feels that. Like, tell me how your fucking car is about to break down, but you got to travel to go to this show this Saturday.
Yeah.
Tell me that, and tell me that.
Feel that.
Yeah,
People feel that.
People
Because that's
feel
like
it.
real life problems.
Real life problem. It's like, oh fuck, yo, somebody watching it like, damn, my car just broke down the other day, but he about to still make it to the show. So it's like, bro, let's get that. Let's stop trying to think that like everybody on the indies, we're not on TV yet. Some of y'all probably won't make it to TV.
So I was thinking it, but I'm glad you said it.
Some of y'all not. Trust me.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They don't know that though. Bro. A lot of these guys are delusional, so they don't know that though. They're like, no, yeah, my 450 is gonna get me to TV. I'm like, you keep doing your 450 then, bro. What do I know?
Yeah, man. You talk to God about it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so like we need to stop trying to put on this fantasy like lifestyle. Like you can still be a larger than life character, but don't let like the realism deter you from that. You know, because like if I'm watching like somebody's promo and they got like a chain on, and they got like glasses and a suit, right? But they trying to sell me on like, oh yeah, I just put $10,000 in my bank account. Okay, right? Like, okay, I'm like, okay, you're selling me on that, right? But then it's like I know the person, or like I finally meet the person, and I go, oh shit, he's driving a 2008 Honda Accord. I thought I thought he was that. And then it's like, oh man, I spent so much money in this suit. And I'm like, bro, why we ain't talking about that in the promo? You know what I'm saying? You got the chain and like
That's real.
Yeah,
that shit's real, bro.
You know, you could have literally said like, yo, I spent $1,000 on this to look good for y'all. Now I'm broke. Like I'm broke. But you know who's gonna be broke this Saturday?
There you go.
Joe Smo. Oh, it's
Now we
that's
back.
cinema. That's cinema.
We back. So
This whole time he let this liquid death just sit here and then offer me one. He just let it sit there. And he just
don't treat me like that, bro.
He just drinking. Look what it said. Murder your thirst. That's exactly what this murder.
I didn't
trying
want to
do.
force it on you, but it was there kind of just casually in case you did want to grab it. I didn't want to be like, hey man, there's a liquid death down there. You know who it's for. You know who it's for.
Liquid death. Liquid death.
Touching on there we
Murder
go.
your thirst.
Liquid death. I'm coming for your sponsorship, man.
You know,
Sponsor your boy.
a can of Stone Cold sparkling water. It's way from deep inside the earth to murder your.
They're not sponsoring me yet, so don't.
I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know the cues.
There we go.
You know, when it's time for a little break and stuff.
Touching on like the hardships in wrestling, like throughout the course of your 10-year career, like what are some of the hardships that you faced in the business, and what have they taught you about like your real life day to day? You know, like
I get what you're saying.
what are the lessons you learned from the business you can apply to your real life?
Man, every day is a movie. You're a walking movie, right? Because one day it could be a good scene, the next day it could be a bad scene, right? But you're in control of your life. You're your own director. So you have the decisions, you have the choices to rewrite the script, change things around.
Yeah.
That's what wrestling has taught me. That I have the choice to change things outside of the ring and inside the ring. So that's one thing that is a great lesson that wrestling taught me. To quote one of our trainers, keep stepping.
There we go. It's written on the banners. I don't know if the camera can see it. Yeah.
Keep stepping.
Heck yeah, man. What was I gonna say?
Murder your thirst.
This guy's going up with the sponsor.
It's being drinking
Yeah.
by your RWA heavyweight champion. Movie Myk.
So like, here's another one. Everyone has their own like definition of like making it in this business, right? They all have their, when I get signed, or when I make a bunch of money, or when I do this full time. What is Movie Myk's definition of making it in wrestling?
Just everybody just knowing my story and seeing and like actually seeing it on the big screen. Like whether it be on television on a weekly, day-to-day basis, or when my movie is finally made,
There you go.
to see it see it in cinema and be like, oh wow, like, this is dope. This is
Yeah.
like real. Like, you know,
That's
that's
great.
it. That's it. That and it's like I just want to. You ain't gotta like my work or whatever. I don't care. Two, I probably have more charisma in my left nut than you probably have in your whole body. But I just want you to be able to relate, like, to me. Be like, yo, man, you know what? I don't like when this guy wrestles. Damn, I was watching this podcast talking tragedy. He was saying I used to travel from North Carolina to Charlotte. Wilmington, North Carolina to Charlotte on a bus.
Yeah.
That man's a go-getter. Like, I want him to lose his match, but yo, shout out to him. It's like, boom. Although you're not a fan, you're somewhat of a fan.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, yo, I don't like this guy work, but I respect his hustle.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. At the end of the day, man, sometimes that can be better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you don't have to have these people that like glaze you for like having a belt or like having your character being on stage in any way. It's like if they could connect and see the hustle and the grind that you're able to put into this stuff, like that's all you can ask for in some ways, man. Like they might not like you, but they're like, yo, I know you worked hard to be here. And it's like to me, dude, that's so much more rewarding.
Yeah, it's way like.
Would you say like that's one of the few things that like you would want to be remembered for too? Like after your career is said and done, the movies are out, the books are out, whatever else you end up getting made. What would you say like you want the fans to look at Movie Myk and think like, oh, I remember he used to do this, or like
Just creativity. Just the creativity. Just like, yo, I remember he did this Friday skit. Like, you know, I remember he dressed up as Smokey, or like, yo, I remember he was in the straight jacket, like, talking crazy. Like, I want to be remembered, excuse me, for my promos and just my entertainment value. That's what I want to be remembered for. That's why I call out a lot of you biters, biting my shit. No, I know. Just tell me I inspired you.
Get up there.
I don't want to. Just tell me I inspired you. That's all. That's all. You don't gotta give me no flowers. You don't gotta give me no Oscars. Just be like, doing this, man. You might motivate. You ain't gotta do it. You ain't gotta do it. But I see it. I may drop your name in my next promo. But yeah, that's what That's why I like want like who cares? Like I don't care about no list of top 5 or like.
Yeah, that PWI just came out.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about that, bro. Like, yeah, that's cool and all, but like, if I can make an actual impact, like, on your life to like do something, like, or like follow your dreams, bro, I won. To me, I'm number one. Like, in my mind, you know, or to that person.
I think even just going back to like the making it part, like when I was younger, I used to think like, yo, if I'm gonna be a wrestler, I have to be like a wrestler in WWE.
Yeah.
When at the end of the day, I just want to be a wrestler for the exact reason why, what got me into wrestling, which isn't like, oh, WWE got me into wrestling. No, it was like inspiring people, because I was inspired.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, when I kind of narrowed it down, not that I've like, kind of settled in a way, but like, of course, that's still the goal, is like to be signed to a major company. But like to think about it, like once you are signed to a major company, you're still doing the same thing you're doing now. You know what I mean? Like, you're inspiring people, you're kind of making this connection with fans. Like, you're just doing it on a smaller level, but it's the same thing. You'll eventually get to that bigger level when you're ready or when the time is right. But at the end of the day, like, I'd much rather like connect with a large amount of people on a smaller level than like be this guy that nobody understands on the bigger level, you know?
Yeah.
Because like, especially here at like the Rhodes Wrestling Association shows, like, we're able to kind of connect with these fans monthly.
Yeah.
You know, they come back and we're able to kind of create this personal connection with them that's not like just, oh, you know, get your picture signed and then leave. It's like, no, we get to interact with them throughout the show every month, and we give them a reason to come back. And we're very much like storytelling driven too, as opposed to like a lot of other indie shows in the world where they're just very like, they don't focus as much on like the emotion, or they don't focus as much on like the storytelling and the characters. You know,
They just want a banger.
They just want to freaking, like, I compare it to like, you know, I'm big on horror movies, so I compare it to like horror movies. So like, the difference between spotty wrestling matches and like emotional storytelling wrestling matches is like jump scare horror and like psychological horror. So like that jump scare horror is like, oh, that was scary, but like, was
What's
it?
the meaning?
You know, like, was that guy scary or him jump scaring was scary? You know what I mean? As opposed to like, and that's the stuff, that's the spotty matches, as opposed to like the psychological matches where it's like, you're able to kind of tell this story. You know, you haven't done anything like scary per se, but like you're able to kind of like get in with people's mind and kind of play with them in that way and create that like raw emotion like inside. You know, Triple H has another good like analogy for that where he was talking about the difference between machine gun fire and then like having one bullet in the chamber. So like the machine gun fire, he's like that gets boring after 10 seconds. Once you hear machine gun fire, you kind of tune it out. He said, but I'll give you a movie scene for an hour long of a guy with a loaded gun to another guy's head. He'll watch the entire hour.
Yeah, because he wants to see what he's going to. Is he going to ever shoot you?
Exactly. But I just think that gets lost, man. I think you're a great example of that on this show, with how much you put into your character, how much you put into your gear, your merchandise. Like I think that's such a important thing to have on the indies. You know, is that character and that relatability with people. So you're doing a good job with that, bro. You know, for real. What was I gonna say? I'm blanking a lot on the show, bro.
Liquid Death.
Liquid
water.
Back to the.
Drink by.
Back to the. There we go.
Vin Parker and Movie Myk.
You trying to get sponsorship too?
No, I'm just trying to help you.
We got
trying to help.
Sponsorship.
I'm trying to help you. So when they sponsor you, just give me 5%. I just want it one time.
We'll do 4.
Yo, you see my finals week, guys? It's crazy.
Where would you say, like, throughout your career? I'm sure this happened multiple times. I've only been in business for 4 years. It's happened multiple times for me. You got like humbled. You got stopped in your tracks, and you're like, I guess a better question would be like, when did the honeymoon phase in your career kind of like stop?
Oh, as soon as I got paid like $10 in my first match.
Really?
I literally texted my mom and I said, you know, I know I'm not at this level yet, but I don't think The Rock's first match he got paid $10.
No.
And I don't think they messed up his name.
Yeah.
God messed up my name.
What did he say?
I was going by Movie Myk and he was like, Movie Myk. I was like, all right. I was like, about to just shorten it to Mike. I was like, no, And then match was like 6-7 minutes. I love promoters do this. They put it in an envelope. We need to stop doing this. We need to stop doing the envelope thing because if it's only $30, why are we wasting envelopes? Like, why are we wasting envelopes?
How much of that $30?
Yeah, like, so he put it in an envelope, and I'm like, oh man, I just got my first $100. I'm like, this feels good. Then I opened it, it was $10. I said, man, I could barely get cookout with this.
Yeah.
I was like, what? So that was, as soon as I wrestled my first match, that was the most humbling thing. That was what made me go, do I really want to find a trade? Or do I really want to do this? 10 years later, you see me here.
So what makes you stick around then? Like, why are you still?
Just me and this like people back home in Wilmington. Like, yo, it was my birthday like last week. Like, people saying happy birthday, and they was like, yo, keep putting on for the port. Wilmington is like the port city, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I was like, yo, I really needed that because I thought like for Wilmington, people was like, oh yeah, you know whatever, you don't care. It's like they don't care like it. So it's like a very like really like football, basketball, or like acting driven. So it's like, you know, you could be a rich doctor that's from Wilmington, North Carolina, but nobody was like, oh, that's whatever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I thought the same thing with like wrestling. Like, oh yeah, he doing his thing, yeah, that's cool, whatever. But like when people like from the city like said that to me, I was like, yo, this is why.
You're like the one that got out.
In a way, I was like, I'm one of the ones that was like, yo, people used to make fun of me for liking wrestling, like past the middle school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, past the middle school.
Yeah, I was saying that.
Yeah, they was making fun, and I remember, Sean, he asked me as soon as we graduated, he was like, "What you about to do?" I said, "I'm trying to go to wrestling school," and I'm so out of shape when I said this. I didn't even fully believe it. Guys, I was expecting the world to end in 2012, and when it didn't end, I was like,
well,
I was like, fuck, I gotta learn how to do pull-ups. So yeah, he said that, and then I said that to him, and then a year and a half later, I went to Charlotte. So, you know, and I still was out of shape. Hitting the ropes was low key blowing me up. So yeah. So
people underestimate that stuff. Even me, dude. Like this was something I just kind of knew I wanted to do in my life, but I never done it. So it's like, oh, yeah, this is my passion, but is it? So like I pretty much dedicated like so much of my time in my life to this, and then when I finally like had that first day, that humbled me.
Yeah.
Like that was that humbling moment. But there's something about like the high and like the purpose for pain. You know what I mean? Like there's something about that that's so like addicting. You know, because you know like your pain is going to something that's like your passion. You feel right. But there's definitely been those hardships that have like kind of you thought you're like, yo, there's no way I'm coming back from this, you know, throughout the business. Like how many times have you had those, and like did you ever come to a point where you're like, maybe this isn't reasonable anymore? You know, like maybe I can't do this anymore. This is not smart. Or you ever had those moments?
I never had those moments of where I wanted to give up. But I always had the moments of, man, I really hope this just pays off.
Yeah.
That was I was like, I hope it just pays off. I just hope it pays off. That's all that's all I thought. I never thought like, oh, I'm about to quit. Oh, I'm like, oh man, maybe I need to do something else. I never like had that. I really truly believe that like it is my purpose to be not a professional wrestler, but to be a superstar.
Yeah.
You know? So,
yeah. What's your thoughts on like a plan B?
oh man, you always think about plan A.
Yeah.
You don't worry about it. Because plan B is like, oh, I don't believe that I'm going to be this.
Yeah.
And then so let me have this backup plan. So when this doesn't go my way, I can just do this.
Yeah.
No. You get a plan B when plan A works. When plan A works and you 10 years doing it, you're like, man, I need something else to do. That's when you work on plan B. But like, oh yeah, I do this and that, but like, oh, I also have this. Like, oh, check this out.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know me, like
I already did plan A. Plan B is just like after plan A is accomplished, right?
yeah, because it's like, bro, like, John Cena, for example, he probably thought all he was going to be was just a WWE superstar, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He was doing the WWE, then he did the Marine.
Yeah.
But he didn't probably think like he was going to ever be an actor. But after he did that movie, like, oh, okay, I did that movie. Then he did a couple more movies. Then now you've seen how his plan A was like paying off. Like, oh man, I actually like acting. Acting became his plan B.
Yeah.
So you find out your plan B while you're doing plan A.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. What do you think like people think when they pitch to you plan B? Like, oh, always have plan B. Like, why do you think they think that?
Because they don't think it'll work.
Yeah, they
don't think it'll work. So it's just like, we gotta have a plan B. Because I remember, yo, don't reflect your life on me. We two different like people. Like, you should just give me advice, not like you should just be like, you know, just pray about it, or like you know, you're gonna do it, really be like committed. Like, people don't say stuff like that. Or like, oh, that's what's up, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see you do that. They don't say stuff like that. They go,
I think they just think at some point like it's gonna get really hard and you're not gonna be able to get through it.
yeah, they like,
But
it's gonna get really hard and you're gonna want to give up.
when there's no like distinct plan B, you don't have a choice but to just continue to do plan A.
Yeah.
You know, that's what always fascinated me was like just kind of walking without a safety line, you know? Just like I have no other choice but to make this happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you get so caught up in oh, I need a plan B and I don't know what I'm gonna do if this doesn't work out. It's like you just have to look at it like there's no other option.
Yeah.
I can't fail, you know. And if I do, you just gotta keep going.
Like, yeah.
Stepping, I should say.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Like, I never thought that I'll be. You guys, if you guys want to, y'all can follow me on Instagram at Movie Myk. I never thought like in like years, like when I was younger, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put out a free workout plan of what I do to get my body right. I never thought of that. But wrestling made me think of that. Like, yo, people always ask me, what do I do for this, or this? What do I just put out my free workout plan? Just put it out. People can try it. People don't want to try it. You don't have to try it. But I know a lot of people always ask me, what do you do for this? Or what, like, how do you get your body from this and that? So
Yeah.
I'm like, hey guys, well, this is the plan that I made for myself. Here you guys go. So that's technically kind of like a plan B. You guys want me to train you? That's it, my DM. Get Hollywood fit. Pain rules.
There you go.
Hollywood lives.
Pain rules. What would you say is like the most rewarding thing? It doesn't even have to be like any like particular item.
Yeah.
But like just you feel like the most rewarding thing the business is giving back to you. You know?
Man, making my original trainer proud, George South.
Yeah.
He'll text me like every 2 weeks, or just like when I'm just like extremely tired. Yeah, like, I love you, buddy. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
And like when I actually like stepped in the ring, he used to yell at me. So he used to yell at me so much. So when I made him proud, I was like, bro, that was the like,
it was like a full circle.
Yeah, it was a full circle like moment. I was like, all right, that's what did it.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of like, that is bigger than any paycheck I ever get.
This is gonna be a crazy one, but like, would that mean more to you than like if you were to get signed to a major company?
Honestly, probably yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Crazy,
because
right?
just because it's like a
Crazy.
moral thing, like oh man, 'cause he's saying this now, and I'm not signed, and I'm making like movies.
Yeah.
So it's like when I get signed, oh man, he's probably gonna post me on Facebook. I remember when we had our match, he posted a picture of us on Facebook. And I hearted it, and I was like, oh, I made it. George posted me, right? So you know, so like when I do get signed, and then he proposed me, I'm probably gonna be backstage, WWE, AEW, wherever, being like, my trainer just like, oh.
It's crazy how much of an impact those like original trainers have on you.
Yeah.
Because they saw you progress from when you were like the shits, you know, like.
And I was the shits.
Yeah.
I couldn't even do a hip toss.
So it's honestly like it's more rewarding when those people kind of give you the flowers than like people like fans or the higher ups for the major companies. Like that was great. Don't get me wrong. It feels awesome. But like when the people that kind of help make you who you are, kind of give you that pat on the back, like it's the coolest thing ever. You know, that honestly touches my heart in ways that a lot of things just can't. You know, but kind of going off of that, you'd say that's like the most rewarding thing. What would you say like your top 3 like favorite moments you've ever had like in this business so far? If you had to pick.
Wrestling George South on his birthday. That's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, this right here. It's number 2. And number 3, honestly, oh wow, that's a tough one. Number 3 is probably when I wrestled in front of Dr. Tom, and he came up to me and said, I get you. I get this Movie Myk.
Yeah.
I see what you was going for, like why you was doing certain things. Now I see it.
Yeah.
Because when I did his camp, oh my God, I thought he hated me. He said, no, he's like, I'm saying this because I see something in you, and I'm like, I don't know why you're doing this. You have the body, and you have the techniques. So he's like, why are you like doing this like low hanging fruit shit? Mm-hmm. He'll ask me certain things like, what? Because he knows George. He's like, what does George think about this? I'm like, oh, he hates it. He's like, I wonder why he hates it. So it's like, you know, but when he seen me wrestle, and he was like, I get it. And he was like, it's actually good. So that was like actually good.
That was another full circle moment then.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy like moments like that, like we were just talking about, like beat moments like what you're chasing.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go through that to get to this.
Yeah.
But that ends up being like the biggest payoff in your career in a way, where it's like you finally get that approval, you finally get that imaginary badge, you know?
Because it's like when you get like approval from legends like George South, Booker T, Dr. Tom, Dustin, like it's like, oh no, like they know me. You know what I'm saying? They know that like I'm not the shits. They know that I'm good, or they know I worked hard, like for this.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah, and we're in such a good spot to be like in those positions, to be getting those critiques and those like pats on the back from those guys.
Yeah, even when your trainer, like anybody that's watching this, that's a independent pro wrestler, or aspiring pro wrestler, if your trainer says something that like hurt your feelings, something like that. They're not most likely trying to hurt your feelings. They're just trying to like make you better. And I see like a lot of people there shut down from the critiques, and it was like, man, you'll never be an actor because actors and actresses get criticized all the time.
Oh yeah, dude.
So it's like, you can like, it's like, you never really played like sports for real because they get criticized all the time.
You have to like reverse engineer your mind into taking those critiques as like, yo, this person actually cares enough to give me the things I need to work on, you know? And that took me a while too, because like, when you first get in the business, like, you don't have thick skin. You take everything as like an insult. Yeah. But like, the real insult is when they don't give those critiques. And
they go like, good.
Yeah, good job, you know? And it's like, and then they just never talk to you again. Like, it's so like reversed, but it's like in the moment, that doesn't suck. But then you think about it, you're like, well, you didn't really tell me anything I need to work on, you know?
So how can you get better?
But the other way around is like, when they're like, oh, you need to do this. Of course, there's a way of saying it though. Because I've been in a lot of positions in my career where like, some dudes just shit on me just to shit on me. And you can kind of tell. You're like, all right, dude, like I can definitely do better at some of those things, but like, why are you saying like that, you know? Yeah. So, but no, man, crazy. This business is like, it's like nothing else, you know? It's truly just, it brings all sorts of kind of different people together, different backgrounds, and it's truly such a blessing to have the people that we do, our little circle of guys, the school, the mentors, Dustin, you know, like we're in a really good spot in wrestling, you know, like, and I've only been in this business for like 4 years now, so, but yeah, man, that's pretty much everything though. We talked the pain, we talked the tragedy.
We talked liquid death, murder your thirst.
Murder your thirst, there you go. But movie, go ahead and tell the viewers here what you got going on, where they can access you, your social media, stuff like that.
If you guys are in Texas area, you guys can come out this Saturday at Slam Porter. Free show. Only thing you have to pay for is coffee and beer. It's in Buda, Texas. You guys follow Slam Porter on Instagram. So Slam Porter directors, you need to pay me.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're doing more promoting for Slam Portal than you are your own stuff.
Yeah, you guys need to like pay me.
We're getting the Slam Portal sponsorship.
Yeah,
man,
like the studio head. When I come up and I ask for just yellow M&Ms, this is fucking why. So yeah, you guys also find me on Instagram at Movie Myk, Movie MYK, right on Instagram. You can find me, you know, probably at Donatas, maybe just, you know, getting a frozen margarita, you know, something like that. You know, so that's really it. You know, probably with this guy, talking tragedy, talking pain.
There we go.
Talking liquid death. Hey, murder your thirst. Yo,
we gotta get this.
You gotta get it.
We got to, bro. But yeah, also we got the Rhodes Wrestling Association show. What was this last one called?
This was called
80s Fever, right?
80s Fever. And you guys want to check out my latest scene, The Rewrite, with the Bullseye, a professional bullshit. I'm sorry, professional wrestler. Cordell, you guys check that out too, man. You guys come out to the next show too in October, man.
What's that? October?
It's October 19th. 19th? It's on a Saturday. I hope the studio heads don't get mad at us.
Yeah.
Messed up the date.
It's a Saturday. It is a Saturday though, so.
But we'll be right back with confirmation in like a week or two.
Yeah, I'll put the stuff in the link in the description. But all right, Mr. Movie, I appreciate you for talking the tragedy with me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, bro. And as for what's coming up next, y'all stay tuned for that.
Keep doing your thing, too. Don't let nobody shit up.
Nah, bro.
You know what I'm saying? They just mad. He a model. He's a model.
Keep going.
He's a killer. You know? Like, bro. He walks in the door, everybody looks at him. You know? You know, when he rubs his hair and stuff, it's just something about him. I don't know, what do you hair?
That's confidential.
You know, you see that?
That's confidential. You gotta get on the Patreon for that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to drop this
members,
video.
I'll drop my hair routine. But, alright, bro. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you, man.
Heck yeah.